So this is my northern yard, and this is my new microphone, so I don't have to scream. And today, it looks like I've got pollen going in up here too. Looks like loads of pollen, and I am reversing. One of the first times I started using reversing early in my beekeeping, and I still had a gentleman who was second generation beekeeper. He always semi-chastised me, saying, "What do you want? Do you want them to swarm?" if I said I was reversing. So reversing is taking the brood nest and putting it all the way back down to the bottom because they've come up to the top, either in the second or third medium, and putting them all the way back down because queens tend to like to move upwards. Some queens, if they get all the way up in the top, won't go back down, and they feel bound up there and they'll swarm even though they're not filling up your hive. What I found is that when I reverse, it doesn't tend to make them swarm. So I don't know if he was forgetting something, but it gives them room, gives them to build, and it increases your population. So if you forget that you reversed and then just, walk away and never come back, yeah, they're going to fill that hive up. This is my yard for making nucs, and it's up near some blueberries, and I get really nice honey up here. And let's see. She's light, not super light, considering that I now have a slight nectar flow because of what's blooming. Probably before I leave, I'll be putting a baggy feeder on her, just to make sure, because some of the nights we're still have is going down to 40s, So these are my cheap feeders that just kind of give them a taste of stuff when I need it. This is the feeding shim. Looks like they propolis that. Not bad. I don't want to lay anything against my hive because I'm going to be taking it completely apart. I would use smoke if they were really mean. Today is 65 and climbing. So I'm not going to use smoke unless they just are terrible. And they tend to be terrible when you first get back into your hives again. That's my sugar spray. My sugar spray clogs up when it's colder. And it was in my car overnight, so like I said, it's colder. Come on. Let's see what they got going on. This should be all honey up here. She may have come up. Like I said, this hive is a little bit on the lighter side, so she could be up here playing. She's laying. Capped brood. Got drone cells filled. Drone says that she feels that there's enough going on. As far as stores, and So there's eggs up here, and that's all I have to see. I don't have to see her. I'll take it off and see just how far along she is. Ooh, that's light. Trap came off with it. Beetle traps do work. It's time to replace that one. There's the little bit of paper from those pollen patties. I got at least 3 empty frames right over here. Nothing going on there. I got a little mint in here. Gives them something to do instead of jumping out at me. Get them grooming if they haven't been grooming. Grooming is always good. This is a nice. Every cell's full. I think I got 10 frames of honey on a couple others, and I think I'm going to give her a couple frames of honey to keep her going, because the sugar water can only do so much. That's all eggs, plus some 4 days. It's pollen and capped. And then a nice little dip of pollen up top. So that's pretty nice. Right there. So I'm looking at 8 frames of brood probably. Yeah, I thought you might be getting a little feisty, huh? Might have to put my other glove back on. And then the bottom's empty. In my area, that bottom being empty is normal, because I do use screen bottoms, and the screen bottoms tend to be like that. They tend to leave that empty. And so reversing does help utilize the space. Nothing too bad. Some pollen. I am putting the very top all the way down at the bottom. The middle will go back to the middle, because I'm assuming she's up top, because I got eggs both places. Now if I can find I'm going to go find her a frame of honey and put it down below, and then maybe another frame of honey and put it in the middle, and get them right back together. Okay, so I found my honey, and I put it on, and then my camera shut down because my storage was full, and so I changed where the storage went, and that's that. So now I just have to put a feeder, and I'm good to go. She's good to go for a couple weeks. So this is a baggie feeder. You have to make sure you have the zippered freezer bags. The others have a tendency to leak a little bit or not last as long. Again, just some tiny little holes, and the syrup will help push them along to a bigger flow. I do have a video about zippered bags, or the freezer bags, baggies, feeders. I'll just put that in the link. And then we just cover it up with the shim. This hive will now be good to go. If I don't get up here in 2 weeks, she's still fine. She's doing great, and she'll be able to fulfill my needs as a nuke builder. So I'm having trouble with my phone because it keeps telling me it's overheating. And that's my heat index that just will climb from now on. So unless I have a really good camera, if anyone wants to buy me one, I'll work with it. So I'm on my next one. From what I can tell, the first is an indication, and they were all pretty strong hives through the winter, that this is just going to be the same thing. Complete reversal. Again, I got my cheap cups in there. If she's got honey, I'm not even going to bother. I might give her the cups back just to keep her on a little bit of a fluid. So if you're wondering what I mean, it's more like, instead of, honey is like that 2-to-1 sugar to water kind of thick, and nectar is very thin. So that's what syrup should be emulating at this time of year. Let's see where she is. Oh, she's right up here. Another frame of cap brood. Ooh, lots of drone. That's nice. She doesn't lay drone just because it's there. She lays it because 20% of her hive will be drone, and also because her stores and what's coming in, she's well fed, that she thinks she can go ahead and do that. I got a little green pollen there. She's looking good. Capped drone, uncapped drone. So the thing about the up top is usually it's honey storage, so there's a little bit more drone comb, and that's what moving stuff down, reversing will also help. Checking the bottom. It's usually where I see hive beetle or anything else that might be going on. So she's in 4 mediums. I expect her to be laying in this medium as well. I may take one right off of her The very bottom is more than likely empty, and I'll just take that off completely unless her population warrants it, in which case that would be great for equalizing hives. If I find anyone that can use a little extra population, I know where to come. Completely laid out, more drone, more capped. She's a little more feisty. Ooh, look at you go. You go, girl. Ooh. So at this point, I can kind of tip it and see if I do have any honey stores down below. She's really light. She's down here doing something. 3 mediums. It is February 12th, and she's full. I left her 10 plus frames of honey. Do I give her a sip of syrup here and there? Yes. Did I give her a pollen patty? Yes. I probably fed her 2 pollen patties. I don't think I gave her much more than that. Okay. She's down there, but she's not on that. That's all pollen. Pollen stores, which is great because I didn't give this yard any dry pollen. Ooh, that is some green pollen. Can I get you? I'm having trouble with my camera. See how long this lasts. Between heat and full SD cards and all kinds of stupid stuff. I guess I'm a hoarder. I hoard pictures. But it's all taking place on my phone, so. Okay, so let's see who. This is a smaller hive. She has an in-hive feeder. And then we'll see just how. Oh, she's definitely drank her syrup. The smaller hives I always give a little more syrup to. She's up here. I don't think she's up here though. This is a new queen, so this is a 21 queen. She came through winter okay. So she started out as a nuke She's now what we call a survivor. Green pollen on legs, survivor, and a good one. Oh, there she is. She's a dark queen. Probably won't be able to get it on camera. She's right there. Good frame of pollen. Good frame of brood. I'm not reversing her. Looks like I got an empty because I didn't want to give them too many frames. I'm going to go ahead and give them a frame so she doesn't have to build. She's on 4. So if you store your comb, and I did the last video, store my comb just in the sun, and that way she doesn't have to build on it. She doesn't have to waste her resources on building. She can go ahead and just do her brood. I am going to put a trap in there. I am going to fill her up with syrup, and she's good to go. Some little ones just go just like that. She's not little when you consider that she's a brand new queen from last summer. There. And then I put it up. Go ahead and go get me another gallon of syrup. These in-hive feeders have to have something in them, otherwise they drown. If you get the ones with the ladders, they work pretty good, I imagine. I bought these long ago. So now I don't need the baggy feeder on top. I can just close her lid. I'm going to give her a bunch and close her back up. So that's my yard. I reversed just about everybody. I could have done a video on my double queen hive, but that's another day. It's almost 70 degrees by this time of day, and everybody got reversed. Everybody's doing gangbusters in their hives. Even the small ones have 5+ frames of cap brood and are moving on. It's a good thing. I was surprised with the late freeze and then the late maple. So there we go. Happy beekeeping.